A very warm good evening to everyone. This is Shruti Anand, journalist at K12 News, and I'm very delighted being virtually present with Mr. Divya Darshan Joshi. Hello, sir. Welcome to K12 Talks 2020.
Thank you.
Sir, how are you? How has the lockdown period been going on?
It is interestingly, very unique because we all have moved to an online platform now, thanks to
Right.
technology that you and I we are connected. And I'm very happy
Absolutely.
that people have changed the way they have been adapting to the ways. And I believe nature is teaching us a very tough lesson, by the way.
Absolutely, sir. So, Mr. Divya Darshan Joshi here is a counselor and the language train and an experienced language trainer. So, as an educationist, how do you feel that this lockdown has been affecting the life of students? Say, the mental health of the students are sabotaged. Lately, they have been sabotaged. So, how do you think? What is the impact there?
Well, when it began in the last week of March, some people were really enjoying it. So I had a very good time. I had a very good time. I was not going to office. I was preparing the interesting and delicious meals for
Right.
my wife, my family. And slowly and gradually, when it was more than 15 years, 15 days, then it had started to take a toll on people's health. There are students who, in my vicinity, there are students who could not go out, and there are people who have definitely maintained a very interesting balance. They go out and they study and they come back and they take rest. So there are two different places where they have maintained a very beautiful balance. So they definitely need people to interact with. They definitely need a lot of resources to join. So now this entire resourceful system, which was interconnected. So what was entered, it was the interconnectedness of people. So many of my students, I was talking to one of my students during lockdown. I was counseling them. So they said, "Sir, I cannot focus on my study because all day I am trapped inside my house. I cannot go out." And there's one problem, like people, they cannot interact much with their parents. So they actually wanted some relief from their parents. So probably this is second reason. Third reason is that some people were not very comfortable sharing everything, with their close ones. So the lockdown was very heavy on them too. Fourth reason was many of my students, they complained that the online classes which began around mid of the April and May, and they're not very helpful because they are complaining that they cannot sit for at least 3 to 4 hours. It's very difficult. So lockdown was heavy, and yes, in case if you have noticed, many people were suffering through depression. They were going very through hard times. So now, when I am looking at the broader prospect, I believe there are times when we definitely choose to leave our place. We go out, we hang out with our friends, we eat food, we meet them. This outwardly word is very important for us. Now we have realized this, that yes, we cannot sit inside the home, and yes, people who are prone to depression are those people who don't have different hobbies. So I
Right,
realized
sir.
many of the students, they don't have different hobbies. They only have their mobile phones connected on their earbuds, and they're on them always. They're playing games. So for them it was a very hard time. People who don't read, people who don't exercise, meditate, who don't go out and interact, for them it was a really hard time, really hard time.
Absolutely, sir. Very well said. And this lockdown, I believe, has been draining us mentally as well as physically. As you said, the people who do not have the hobbies, do not want to play physical sports, it has been, I would say, a playtime for them. But for the people who really would love to go out, say the extroverts, it has been nothing less than a jail for them. Sir, what do you want to comment upon the resource management? For example, if in a family there are three children and all the three children are they are going to school, and now they are attending their online classes. They need their separate phones or say their separate laptops. So it has been a bit expensive for the parents, and if not these Android phones, the data packs. So any suggestions or any comment that you would like to make upon that?
I believe the companies which are involved in the telecom sector and the kind of government we have, like both the entities, the government and these companies, they should come together and they should come up with a unique plan. They should subsidize the products. I believe internet is one such commodity which can be given subsidy for. There are many students who are connected online now, and it is a completely different world outside. And now I believe the government and telecom companies and the regulatory authority, they should come together and they should subsidize and come up with some new products so that it is very easy on the pocket of the parents. And also I believe the government should offer new platform to our children, to the parents who cannot afford rich platforms such as Zoom, such as Google Meet. And yes, at a large scale, when you are going for business, these platforms are really very heavy. They are very expensive. And
Right,
definitely
sir.
the schools, they use these technology, definitely they impose a very heavy amount in the fees, and this goes on to the parents as a burden. So I believe government must find out a way. And yes, the government does have a way. I believe government can make it smoother by adding more subsidies to it, because economy is already falling. I cannot comment on that. Still, I believe the government can have better ways, can have better team in their education system. I believe the entire education needs to be revamped now. A young and fresh blood like you, like me, we should be involved in such processes as so that we can make it conducive. And I believe only thing is like some parents, they have to do very 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 stringent time management now, and schools also should give some reprieve. Like schools can conduct these, if schools they know that there is a problem of resource management within the family, they can definitely give some time to parents, and they can ask them, they can schedule the classes. The schedule also can be acclimatized and made it the schools can make the schedules accustomed to the family now. So if there is a child which cannot afford laptop or a internet connection on daily basis, because it's very costly these days, so schools should understand this problem, and schools should make it customized for such category of people. That's going to help really.
So very well said. I believe in that if the government will take an initiative and help out the students, these are for the middle class students and the ones who are studying in the private school. So anything that you want to share? What about the government schools? Because if we compare, the classes in the government school are not virtual. It's just teachers are sharing the videos. It's no accountability that the exams will be held, or they have to send back, or they have to revert, or they're actually studying. So anything you want to share about that for the government schools?
I believe the government schools, they need better infrastructure. The infrastructure is really very challenging. Plus, I believe the kind of resource we have in the government schools, they also need to be trained or retrained. Plus, a lot of training work has to be done in the government school, because if the teacher is not interactive now, in the longer run, when we are going to move to an online platform, it is going to be very, very difficult. That is why the government needs to revamp the entire structure. Number one, by providing adequate and better infrastructure in terms of online training. And number two, by retraining and training their current resource. And resource has to be very powerful. So the kind of resource it is moving out, the better resource has to be fetched in. It has to be young manpower. So they can get the energy, they can get the vibe in their teaching. And yes, the government needs to selectively chalk out all that manpower, all that resource which is not suiting to the system. For example, if there are teachers who exist in the system and they cannot teach, they should not be here. It's very, very harsh to say, but still, fresh, young blood people, youth leading youth, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. The government needs to have more youth in their education system. Such empaneling of people who are young, who are fresh, who know how to teach, this can bring about a change. And yes, I believe better segment of teachers. Also, I believe that government needs to categorize its segment of children. Like they should be segregating children with similar attainment levels, and they should make different groups. And I believe these students, they independently can choose the external resource like books and copies, and their attainment level will be different, and the gap will be covered. This is what I believe.
So very well said. Thank you so much for your words of wisdom here. And these facts that you have been stating are somewhat something that government should look upon, because the students from the rural areas are the ones who are suffering more if we compare with the urban areas, because they are somewhere or the other they are studying and they are making up the future. But with the rural area ones, they are standing nowhere as of now. And due to this pandemic, they are getting more and more step they are taking more and more much step back. So sir, if we talk about the virtual classes, what do you think can be the strategy to make students be involved? Because this time the scenario is students will be present on the call, they'll mark their attendance, they'll not study, they'll just keep the mic and the video on hold, and the class will go on, and the teacher will not be aware. So what are the strategies there?
I'm used to it now. Right? Being very honest, I'm used to it. So first of all, this is my message to all the teachers out there. See, online teaching needs a lot of patience. It comes through a lot of patience. If you are not patient, and if you really want to be dominant, then you have to be dominant not on the students. You have to be dominant on your content you're delivering. So I believe the first things first is patience. Second thing is, see, understand, when I'm teaching over a Zoom call or a Google Meet, I can just see windows over there, and trust me, still there are students who are looking at me. I'm looking at them. Yes, it is very difficult for the first. When I started teaching online, I realized that yes, there is a kind of gap in the interaction. But within the first week, within the first 10 days, I realized that if the content is powerful, if the delivery is powerful, if you can add a couple of jokes here and there in your delivery, if you can have some creative slideshows which are colorful in nature, bright, meaningful, organized, the slideshow and your delivery, your content, plus of course how the teacher carries himself or herself also matters a lot. Over the window, all these things matter a lot now. And yes, in the longer run, these things will matter a lot. So I believe, along with patience, the kind of content you deliver, your delivery, the kind of material you offer, and the kind of engagement you build within the first half an hour of your class definitely leaves a longer impact. It leaves a very strong impact. So I ensure, while teaching, I ensure that I crack jokes. So I recently happened to share a very interesting joke with my students. I'll share the joke with you also. So one of my students came to me and asked me, said that I want to see an English movie, and please give me some suggestions because my English is not improving and I really want to watch a movie. So I asked him that why don't you start with Marvel movies and Batman, Superman, start learning these movies. The movies are action movies and they will give you a sense of language, and you observe the clearly the subtitles are always there, and there's Amazon is there, Netflix is there. And he did watch a movie. He watched the movie Batman: The Dark Knight. And luckily, what happened is I asked him to watch the movie in English, and he watched the movie in Hindi. And the next day he comes to me and he says, "I have one important question to ask." And then this became a joke. And the joke was, he said that everything is fine in the movie, but sir, there is a person. मैं एक इंसान को ढूंढ नहीं पाया. His name is Gotham. Who was Gotham in the movie? Technically, he was talking about Gotham City, and he was asking me that who was Gotham, because he was saying Gotham ko
Okay.
zarurat hai aise insaan ki, and that became a joke. So I shared this joke openly with my students. They laughed. I laughed. I make sure when I start my class with a joke, with a motivational quote of Chanakya, with a thought of wisdom, and then slowly and gradually I build some interest. Meanwhile, after having solved 10 questions of critical reasoning, of availability, of vocabulary, I give them a break. In the break, we discuss some interesting topic, and we take a break of GK fun fact. And then after having half of the classes done, 1.5 hours, we enjoy a video together. We discuss a video, we analyze a video, interesting video from the debate, from the media, from the movies, and that's how I build the momentum and keep my students engaged. That's the way it is done.
Sir, indeed, the sessions are really interesting. I have myself been a part of them, and I have to admit that no doubt engagement of the students there would not be a tough task for you, because I have been there. I myself an experience holder to that.
Keep smiling. That's keep smiling. Just keep smiling all the way and don't look dumb and boring. Yes,
Right,
students are
sir.
very difficult to handle these days. Plus, the bigger challenge is on the chat box. Some students, they take you for granted. So you got to master yourself on that level as well. And trust me, a teacher has to transform himself. He cannot transform students like that. First, he has to transform himself. Yes, there has to be an element of fear which you need to develop. If any student tries to take fun or tries to take advantage or takes you for granted, there has to be a very suitable reaction to it. And if the reaction is suitable, hitting at the moment, and then I believe the rapport is established, and there is a sense of fear that if you take me for granted, I'll take you for a ride. This has to be there, and that comes only when you gain trust of the student. That does not come overnight.
More right, sir. And moreover, I believe that it is also a factor that we respect you, because we have enjoyed your sessions, and
Thank
moreover,
you.
we know that whenever there would be any time we'll be standing alone, we know you will be behind us, guiding us to the right pathway.
Thank you so much.
So, sir, lately I've come to know that you yourself are granting the English language sessions to the masses via YouTube itself. So, sir, would you like to tell us about the YouTube channel?
YouTube. I mean, when I started my first, this was the first channel of mine, and I heard from someone that why aren't you available online? So I thought, okay, I'll go. Like I have this kind of shame was there. It's a pre-pandemic world, and I was not in the fit of this belief that yes, the online classes are going to help because I really enjoyed the physical classroom, and I believe you also know. So
Yes, sir.
after the pandemic, I believe I was like forced to people that the entire society, the education system changed. So I was forced to create content. Otherwise,
Right.
your these teachers like us, all the teachers community, teachers have to change. Teachers who actually adapt to the latest technology, they will survive. And teachers who are not able to adapt technology, they will not survive. So I chose to become the person who will survive. So I thought of starting a channel, and I came up with the first video, and it took me 2 3 days to think in my head that what should be the content, what should I say about. And see, English is a very vast language. Even a person who's teaching English cannot claim to have learned everything in English. And I have the title of my brand is, it says that अंग्रेजी पढ़ाई जा सकती है, सिखाई नहीं जा सकती. That is why I believe that you need to keep on learning. So I thought of the content of YouTube, and then I realized how important it is to deliver the right content in the right tone so that it motivates them. And yes, it has to be short. So I read a lot about digital marketing, about YouTube, about the kind of content is being liked over YouTube. How do you promote this content? So I gained a little confidence, and my hands became very, I had hands-on experience on YouTube and content creation. Then came the camera work and the lighting. So my wife and I somehow arranged some equipment. The mobile phone was there, the camera was good. So I thought of making the first video using the camera itself, and that came out to be very good, and people they enjoyed it. And the first video was a good, and then slowly and gradually, I believe, pay with patience, my channel is growing, and I'm not worried about that. The commercial angle will come, but I have to pour more hard work, you know. And that's how I believe people who are making the YouTube channel, please keep your content short, sweet, and creative. Make it funny. Nobody's going there, like the people. If you see, TikTok is a big hit. You know why? Because short content is a very big hit in the market.
Right, sir.
So nobody into long, long videos, lectures. Yes, there is a very different segment of long lectures, but if you are a teacher and if you want to develop a very quick connect and you want to gain their attention, I believe your short content creation is a very big hit in the stream. People who are out there, my message to them is that if you are going on YouTube, have patience, have your content right, keep on studying and educating yourself, and keep on practicing before the camera so you get very friendly with the camera as well. When the first video was there, I got the feedback that you're not very friendly on the camera. You need to look more casual, and you're very formal. You're scaring us. So that with time and and the days, I changed my attitude. I relaxed. I had food, and then I made videos. So I think I have taken a lot of experience, and now I'm very friendly. I'm talking to you. See, I'm looking at the camera. I'm not looking at you.
Right, sir. So
Yes.
I hope you all, I wish you all the very best and many congratulations. Of course, in the first video, I have gone through it myself. And to our viewers, please do visit English Acharya. It is a wonderful channel by a wonderful Mr. Divyadarsan Joshi. And sir, thank you so much on behalf of K12 News for your
Thanks a lot.
contribution to take K12
Thank you.
Talks.
Very nice to have come here. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Shruti. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Good
And
night.
to all our viewers, do remember we are all together in this. The educationists, the teachers, the students, parents, and the principals, we are together in this. And you people are the warriors of the K12 community. Right, sir?
Thank you, Shruti. Thanks a lot. Very nice. Have a nice day, Vita.
Thank you, sir.